you have a big test coming up and you're sitting there for a couple minutes and you decide to just do some deep breathing. And, just taking those 5 minutes where maybe your mind is normally going crazy, you can sort of just focus on the breath, and that's going to calm your whole body and put you into
Mm,
that relaxed state. And I think just learning that, not even, emphasizing you must meditate for X amount of time every day, but
yes,
that'll, I think
that's
that
the
is,
yeah, that's the gift, Evan, of the meditation, is that we can take this with us anywhere, anytime,
mm,
before those moments of pressure, and we can just find a few minutes just to breathe, to focus on our breathing. But I mean, the routine is great in a way, like the before bed, or when upon waking, they're great because we can connect that to the routine of getting in and out of bed.
right.
And it helps us to be, because the more we can do meditation, of course, the greater benefits. But
Mm,
upon saying that, no, you can use it anytime, anywhere. Just grab those moments, and
right.
the more we have those moments, the more that they will spill over into all areas of our lives, and we'll find ourselves just take
Mm,
almost like taking that step back, and being able to respond rather than react, to not be quickly, but just take that time to just step back and breathe,
right. And
make
just
better
being calm.
decisions, better choices too. Yeah.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's all encompassing. It is sort of about that presence and just being. And, you know,
Yes.
a- I love the analogy of respond versus react, because
Mm.
through life, we really, with reactions, it's almost sort of like a victim mindset. The world is happening to me and I'm sort of just going to quickly react. And, again, I think that's what we're taught to do. That's sort of what has been emphasized through,
Mm.
just generations. And it's not of fault of ourselves, or, if we're in that sort of mode of reactivity, but, learning to respond and learning to
Mm.
listen and learning to, engage in different ideas that might challenge your beliefs or your thinking. And, I think one of the big things we're, you know, having trouble with right now, especially in the United States, and I'm assuming Australia as well, is people don't really want to listen to anything that might challenge their ideologies, their worldview. And um, I think that's what causes so much division amongst people, and so much, reactivity to certain events. And I think it sort of fuels that a collective consciousness of sort of what we have been living in for generations. But, when we can
Mm.
sort of take that mindful approach, two people from the opposite sides of political spectrums or ideological perspectives can come together and
Absolutely.
see the commonalities between them.
Absolutely. I think you've hit something really spot on there, is because, especially now, and there are different points of view about all of this, about what to do and what not to do, and what should we do and what shouldn't we do. And unfortunately, what we end up doing is personally, and you see this on social media so much, is personally attacking each other,
Mm,
getting down to a personal level. Instead of listening to the other person, we feel like in defense mode. And again, it's the ego of, no, you're wrong, I'm right. And if only we can just take a step back and just go, let's just listen to the other person. Let's see where they're coming from. We may just learn something.
right.
Just see where they're coming from, where deeply the beliefs are. Or um, the world would be such a much more beautiful place if we can all do that. That we don't all have to agree on the same thing, and that's
Right.
okay. That's
Right.
okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And, people are going to have different worldviews and come from different backgrounds and different experiences. So, I think a big part of looking inward is about also expanding, your own perspective. Because when you look inward, you realize how little you sort of know, how little like you've experienced. And I always say that there's 7 billion different unique perspectives on the planet,
Exactly.
right? That's a
Yes.
lot. So and
It sure
and
is.
and ultimately, like, everybody can sort of be a teacher when we choose to sort of listen. And
Yes.
even if somebody might be on the complete opposite end of what your belief is, gaining this sort of awareness of why they feel that way and what it is that drives that belief is ultimately what's going to be able to create the resolution and create sort
Yes.
of a coming together and ultimately create peace. Because the wars and fights and all these sort of this division is just caused from that that chaos that's created
Yes.
from not listening.
That's
And
perfect. Exactly it. I think that's it. People just want to be heard
mm,
and understood and listened to from the heart. And once we have that, you're right. The resolution, that how that can just quickly just resolve things. Oh, I've been heard, and it just drops things down instantly to that level of calm. But when
right,
people are not heard or they're not being listened to, that that rises the chaos, that rises the tension.